Had a beautiful vacation villa there. It was only about
I'm stuck in orbit around you. Disappear, reappear.
Yo, it's the Polynation broadcast. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to another live broadcast. Broadcasting live every weekend from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. What do we got on the agenda today? Let's see. Oh, absolutely nothing. Which means we can do whatever the hell we want. So that's what we're going to do today. I do have some burning questions about what some may seem like silly questions, but these are the questions I ask. And it's to do with laughter. I really am kind of confused as to why we laugh, where it came from, how did it happen in human evolution that we started laughing? Because I'll bet you the first person to start laughing probably looked and maybe even felt like an idiot. They probably got made fun of quite a bit after that. And you'd think that the first person to laugh would have to teach somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It can't just appear in human evolution. It had to come from somewhere, right? So we're going to try to figure that out. Don't ask me how. Usually what I do is I just ask questions, and then I try to answer those questions. And if I can't answer them, that's no big deal. But it should be interesting. We'll try to get to the bottom of that at some point during today's broadcast. Also, we might talk about Mr. Bill Gates and his new butter. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Bill Gates has a new butter. And it's not called I Can't Believe It's Not Bill Gates Butter. I'll tell you a little bit about that. And I want to, kind of ties in with the laughter thing a little bit with the human communications and how human communications evolved over time. How do people end up with accents? Is it just geography? I don't know. But accents have always fascinated me. I like imitating them. And maybe I'll do a few imitations as we get further on into the show and I get more comfortable and brave. Excuse me. But, as usual, tunage is paramount in the Polynation broadcast. And we're chilling in the greenhouse over here at groundzeroplus.com. Because that's what we like to do. It's chill here. There's no drama. I don't think there's ever been even a slight tussle in the greenhouse. It's because we do our weeding. Anyways, let's get back into some tunes. Here's Doom Bikini by James K on the Polynation broadcast. Only on groundzeroplus.com, folks.
Way down over my doom.
「 But if I'm challenging myself in the studio, I want to challenge you as well. So.
When the jazz find its way to.
That's crazy. Yeah. Because I was in the studio one day with my guy, and he noticed something about the type of sounds that I was picking. And then he just started breaking down everything, just the science of it.
That's something that just opened up in everything. Whether in terms of snares and drums.
So do you feel like, this is kind of a funny thing because I'm asking you to project the future as impossible, but do you feel like that's more indicative of where things will be in the future, or is it more like that's where you are now?
It's the Polynation broadcast. How's it going? So, we might as well get this crap out of the way. Okay, I don't even know how to explain it, how I feel about this. Because butter, sweet, sweet butter, is one of my favorite ingredients. It's one of the most versatile, and, in my humble opinion, you can't substitute it for anything. There's nothing like... functionally, you can do it, but for taste, you can't replicate butter. So, let me tell you about this fake butter shit, okay? Because Bill Gates, he's really starting to piss me off now. Leave butter alone, Bill. Hey, Bill Gates? Yeah, you. Look at me. Leave butter alone, man. Why don't you try eating some? He's probably got freezer fulls of, like, butter. Dude probably eats butter every day. But here he is funding this company called Savor. Huge investment from billionaire Bill Gates. And they are going to launch a butter that is made from carbon. No plants or animals required. Even though almost everything on planet Earth is carbon-based. So, I don't know. It's meant to be a sustainable alternative to palm oil. Okay, then call it palm oil. Call it fake palm oil then. Because I don't use palm oil in any of my... Do you guys? Probably not, but there is a lot of palm oil in food. But they're not... That food, you couldn't have that food shelf stable if you used butter. There's a reason why they use palm oil. It's a bad crop. It's a monocrop. It's not very good for the environment, because they have to destroy the environment that's there first, and then they monocrop. Same thing with pineapples too, actually. Anyways, apparently you can bake with it the same way. And okay, let me just tell you a little bit about Savor. Founded in 2022, they take carbon dioxide from air and hydrogen from water to produce the same kinds of fat molecules found in milk, cheese, beef, and vegetable oils. Well, what's left? Why don't they just say all oils? Anyways, I'll keep going here. Oh, well, at least I'll give you the Coles notes. Okay. They're just bragging. Okay. They opened a 25,000 square foot pilot production facility in Batavia, Illinois. I hope I'm saying that right. It has a capacity to produce metric tons of fat starting this year. That sounds disgusting. If someone said they can produce metric tons of butter, I'd start drooling. I'd pull out a loaf of bread and say, hook me up. They are able to legally sell its alternative fats in the U.S. after achieving self-affirmed, generally recognized as safe. I'm not making this stuff up. This is from a site called Food Dive. Does that reassure anybody? After achieving a self-affirmed, generally recognized as safe designation from the Food and Drug Administration. I don't know why that even matters. And it's making me laugh because what's the point of having it if you can just self-diagnose? You know what I mean? Okay, so Bill Gates has been a backer because he's crazy and wants to kill everybody. The process doesn't release any greenhouse gases. Ooh, so no more cow farts. Because we all know that's the whole reason why the Earth is flipping over on its side, because it's too friggin' hot. Yeah, it's all because of the cows, people. Didn't know if you knew that, but the only way we can get rid of all those cows is to eat them. We just need to eat more red meat. People will probably be healthier as a result too. So, I don't know what you guys think about this butter thing, but there's a picture of it here. I wish I could share it. Maybe I will at some point in the chat room. Which I minimized so I wouldn't get distracted right now. Yeah, I'll throw a picture of this stuff in here. 'Cause it kind of looks like butter, except it's a little more beige. It looks like beige butter. You'd think they would like enhance the photograph to if they're trying to get this stuff off the ground. And they get the ingredients from air and water. Both highly polluted things. Where do they go to get the air? Yeah, well, they probably filter it. But anyways, carbon-based butter. I'm not buying it. Do you know where butter comes from? When you ask most people that question, people say, well, yeah, butter comes from cows. And you're not wrong. It does come from cows. You can make butter out of pretty much a lot of milks. Wouldn't be surprised if you can make sheep butter and goat butter and camel butter. Anyone ever had camel butter? Me neither. Anyways, where does butter come from? To me, I look before the cow. What made the cow? Well, likely another cow gave birth, and then to grow up, the cow has to eat something. Well, before we had done all this stuff to like enhance feed for cattle, they used to just eat grass. And you would move your cattle around your land and it would eat the grass or whatever plants were available. And it was like managing your land in a way, as well as feeding the cows. So butter comes from grass. No. Almost. We're almost at the source of butter. You can go back one step further. Butter actually comes from the sun. Because without the sun, you don't have the grass. Without the grass, you don't have the cow. Without the cow, you don't have the milk. Without the milk, you don't have the butter. So butter really comes from the sun, which is why I like to call it coagulated sunlight. And that's why it tastes so delicious. Bill Gates, please leave butter the fuck alone. Thank you. Nobody buy this stuff. Seriously, boycott this stuff. We need butter. It's one of the only things we have left. Yeah, that was a butter rant. Zoe says hello. Alright, let's get back into some more music. I'm glad I got that off my chest, but now I gotta get back into a better mood because this fake butter thing, I mean, what they can't use I can't believe it's not butter. What are they gonna call this? Gotta come up with a joke name for it. If you see anybody eating this stuff too, I would spit on them. like they do in Israel. Do that to people that eat fake butter. We need all the butter we can get. Here's Rain by Charles Webster on the Polynation broadcast. I'll lighten up now, okay? I'm done. Here's some tunes to chill out. PPP, everybody. It's groundzeroplus.com.
Yeah, definitely.
It's intriguing, ain't abounding, and so refreshing. It gives us life abundantly. Oh, rain, what a joy it is to experience you and all your goodness. Oh, rain, won't you fill this earth with all your goodness, all your goodness. Rain, 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 rain. Let the rain kiss you. Let the raindrops fall upon your head. I've been acquainted with the night. I looked up to the sky and asked it for answers. tree. Oh, rain, follow me. Oh, rain. Oh, rain.
Tell you that I got no soul. Tell you that I wanna stay. Tell you that I'll find another way. This can't be the price you pay. Tell you that I wanna stay. Another way.
Yeah. That was the Blame DJ Seinfeld remix by Bob Moses. That tune always pumps me up for some reason. It's one of my favorite house tunes. Anyways, let's get into accents. They're fun to do, but I always wondered like how they develop. How do they? And I'm not talking about like coming from a different country kind of accent. I'm talking about like, you know, like there's different American accents, there's different English accents, different Mexican accents, different Chinese accents. Like I'm talking about like the same language develops multiples of these accents that seem to just come out of nowhere. Like there had to be somebody who said the word differently first, right? That's what I'm getting at. So what did I do? Well, I asked AI. Yes, folks, AI can be friendly. Just don't piss it off. Just be nice to it. It's actually quite helpful sometimes. Think of it like just Google on steroids, and then you'll be fine. So I asked it, where do these accents come from? And here's some of the things it said. It would probably be more entertaining if we just listened to her speak, but maybe I'll do that next time. So the first consideration is geographic isolation. So when populations are separated by distance, or like mountains, or oceans, or borders, they have less contact, allowing unique pronunciations to develop. But it doesn't really answer my question. Why would you need to say a word differently if you already said it one way before? And this happens to me whenever I go back to Scotland, which is where I was born. I very quickly start picking up a Scottish accent. I even did it when I was a kid. So people will start to imitate the accents that they're around, whether they're doing it consciously or subconsciously. That generally tends to happen. But what I want to know is, how does a word change its pronunciation? How does that happen over time? I just I can't wrap my head around that. So here's another factor. Social and cultural factors. So like depending on, well, this is kind of what I was saying I didn't want to talk about, which is like where you come from. So we'll skip that one. I just talked about human nature and imitation, so we won't even bother doing that. Oh, turns out though, starting around age 7 to 14 is when you typically solidify your accent. So you have 7 years to figure it out. Or you can just change it. I mean, it is possible. People do it. I know somebody who has a fake English accent, actually. It's really, really quite bizarre. I'll get into that later, maybe. And then there's external influences. I guess contact with other languages. So maybe that has some kind of an influence. So even AI couldn't really answer this question, at least not to my satisfaction. And I'm not going to argue with AI on the air right now, but one day I will, because arguing with AI is really, really fun. If you've never argued with AI, don't worry. Losing is just as fun as winning, because when you start losing, you can just be ridiculous and the AI won't know what you're saying. It's fun to be able to, it's almost like you're hacking it in a way, but you should try it. And you can always just hang up on it too. That's something that you can rarely do in a face-to-face argument. You can't just hang up. So it's a safe argument, and you don't have to pay for it. ChatGPT, I use ChatGPT, and I used for that one, I use Grok. I like Grok better because if I don't want to type stuff, I can just speak to it, and if I don't want to read stuff, it just reads for me. I wish I could change the voice, but that'll probably come. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens this year, actually. Or there'll be an app that you can just plug into Grok and change it to whoever's voice you want, with whatever accent you want. So, I'm still fascinated. I know I haven't answered the question, so I guess the answer is I have no fucking idea. But they're fascinating to think about. They happen gradually over time, so nobody notices. Like, how long does that take? Let's say half of your town decides to go, somewhere else and build another town. So, like, let's say a month goes by. You would walk to that town, and they would all still be speaking the same way that the town that you came from is speaking. So, how long would it take before you walk back to that other town that used to be part of yours, and they're speaking totally differently with an accent? Like, I don't get it. It's, I don't know. These are the things I think about. Don't ask me why. I have been told to see a doctor. Well, I don't really trust a lot of doctors. So I haven't done that yet. But anyways, it's kind of just joking. But sort of, there's like 50% truth in all jokes, I think, or something like that. Anywho. Fascinating, as Spock would say. Here's Together, rework by Tomos on the Polynation broadcast, groundzeroplus.com. We're going to take a closer look at laughter in a bit, and we're going to do it together. just remembered something. Speaking about coagulated sunlight earlier, I thought I could have sworn I named a song that I wrote Coagulated Sunlight, and it doesn't have any lyrics in it. But I just thought that would be a good name for a song, I guess, so I wouldn't forget about the term. And I found it. So we'll see if this works. Here's Coagulated Sunlight by Polynation. Summer Madness by Mato. Or Mato. Mato. You say Mato, I say Mato. It is madness this summer. The heat is driving people crazy. I went to get some groceries before the show. And as I'm walking up to the front of the grocery store, this guy gets out of his car and starts screaming at one of the other cars that was driving by. And I thought, I always end up, going to the store right as these things happen. This happens to me quite a bit. Well, it doesn't happen to me, but I witness it. Maybe it's happening more than I think. I have great timing. Anyways, the guy's yelling. And then, so the guy in the car rolls his window down, and I thought, oh, here we go. And the guy said, dude, I said sorry. It's two white guys. Instantly, the other guy that was screaming went, oh, my apologies. Now I have to apologize to you. I'm sorry. Like, the quickest diffusion of an argument I've ever seen in my entire life. But the heat, man, it's got everybody a short fuse. Everybody's got a touch of summer madness. So we're talking about laughter now. It's not necessarily going to be funny because I'm interested in its origins. Like, was there like one dude somewhere at some time in a cave and he was the first one to laugh? Because if that happened, I would hate to be that guy. Because if you ever, like, where does, when you lose control and you can't stop laughing, and you laugh so hard that, as a kid, I've laughed and peed my pants because, like, it was just too funny. I couldn't stop laughing. And anyways, from a physiological perspective, or biological, whichever you prefer, laughter is an instinctive, genetically programmed response rather than a learned behavior. So, okay, we're born with it. And whatever, there's proof. Babies laugh. I love babies' laughs. They're like the hardest ones to imitate, too. And they don't know why they're laughing. So how did that evolve? So apparently it's Caravana outside. Laughing activates multiple brain regions, including motor cortex, which controls muscle movements, the frontal lobe, which helps interpret context and humor, and areas involving emotional processing. It leads to increased oxygen intake, stimulation of the heart, lungs, and muscles, and the release of endorphins. We all know what endorphins are, right? They're the things that we make inside our bodies that naturally relieve pain and possibly sadness. Laughter occurs frequently in everyday life, appearing about 7 times per 10 minutes of conversation on average. That's impressive numbers. Laughter's got it going. I don't personally think you can force laughter, so it makes sense that we're programmed with it. But I still want to know, like, were there ever humans that didn't laugh? I can think of a few right now, actually, yeah. But, and they're mostly Russian or German. They just don't have a sense of... I don't know what it is. Anyways, they do have a sense of humor. They just don't get mine, I guess. What was I saying again? Oh, yeah. It makes sense that it's a response. But... because apparently, were we just built with it? Is it like part of our creation? Is it like part of our soul? Is it like a... Because you don't get to pick your soul, right? So, I guess all souls are born with laughter. And there's so many ways to laugh, too. There's like nervous laugh. There's hysterical laughter. There's diabolical laughter. There's I said nervous already. There's sarcastic laughter. People seem to find it funny and laugh when other things bad things happen to other people, meaning like it kind of like slapstick comedy, like someone steps on a rake and people laugh. I think it's called Schadenfreude or something like that. Hitler was a huge fan of that. Well, I think he took it a bit too far, though. I don't know, maybe that joke was too soon. Anyways, I have some other questions here, too, about... Well, what can cause laughter? Well, okay, the obvious one is humor. But sometimes people laugh instead, I guess, to prevent themselves from crying or something. Sometimes people laugh just because they're happy, like something so friggin' amazing just happened that it makes you laugh and cry at the same time. A lot of athletes do that. They laugh and cry at the same time. So what else can it... Oh yeah, I already talked about that. I still am interested in how it came into our existence. Like, and it does say here that some animals laugh too. And I'm not just talking about the hyena. I guess I haven't really heard anything else besides a hyena. I wonder if fish laugh. Probably not. You would choke, wouldn't you? Or how do you even make a noise underwater? Besides it, well, whales can do it, but they breathe. That's how they can do it. I wonder if whales laugh. I've never heard a whale laughing. I just wonder where it came from. What's its purpose? Besides the biological function, which is, I talked about, the endorphins, increased oxygen. If you laugh enough, the next day you'll have a six-pack. Or a very sore stomach, at least. I've seen somebody laugh so hard they threw up. They were under the influence, but laughter out doesn't always get the results that you hope for. So I guess it's just part of our soul, really. Somebody who doesn't laugh, there's probably something wrong with them that maybe can't be fixed. I've never tried. It's not my responsibility. I wouldn't want that. People pay for laughter. Go see a comedian. Paying for laughter. Go see a comedy movie. You're paying for laughter. Laughter sells. I wonder if it's addictive. That would be, pretty good for the human race if laughter was addictive. I wonder if you would get people that, I used to be into laughter. I was a laughterholic for like 25 years. And I finally quit. And I've never been more miserable. But at least I don't laugh anymore. You probably get people like that. There'll be like an opposite of AA, but it'll be like for people who don't laugh anymore. I'd love to be a fly on the wall at that meeting. What could we call that? Laughaholics Anonymous? The LAA, I guess? That's what they do when somebody starts telling a joke. They just go la 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 la. Yeah, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead and play some tunes called Untitled Needs by Lawrence Guy. Oh, and you're listening to the Polynation broadcast live on groundzeroplus.com. Polynation broadcast. I think I broke Grok. I asked it at the beginning of this song. I said, how did laughter evolve? And it's still processing. So I'm gonna give it a bit more time. This happens to me all the time. I ask a question and it takes forever to answer it. Anyways, we'll see what it says. GroundZeroPlus.com. Polynation broadcast. We're live every weekend from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on groundzeroplus.com. Chilling in the greenhouse, maybe having a giggle, maybe having a laugh. Somebody type some jokes in the greenhouse. So, it's confirmed Grok is broken. Grok, seriously, it's known for having a sense of humor, but I broke it, asking him where did laughter evolve from. But ChatGPT actually gave me something a little bit more useful. So, here it is. The evolutionary roots of laughter. Pre-human origins. And it says, laughter-like vocalizations are found in many primates. Agreed. I'm not going to name them all. When they play, they produce panting sounds similar to human giggles. This suggests that laughter predates modern humans by millions of years. Think about that. Laughter was around before us. What? That's hilarious. It's also a defense mechanism turned social tool. And it says that the earliest laughter likely evolved from play vocalizations, signals to show that this is safe, I'm not attacking you, during roughhousing. It helped prevent misunderstandings and kept group play from turning into aggression. I could think of a few places around the world that could use this. There's a lot of aggression happening. I'm just saying. Maybe they should sit down. Have a laugh. So then it moves on to social functions in early humans. So, bonding within groups, laughter likely became a social glue. Shared laughter releases endorphins, creates feelings of trust and connection, crucial for early human groups that relied on cooperation. So, laughter seems to have a fairly significant hand in the evolution of not only humans, but primate life, at least. And I'm sure there's other animals that laugh. Also, laughter can be a conflict diffusion. Can reduce tension and aggression. That's what we already said. There's also biological reinforcement going on here. Neurochemistry. Laughter triggers endorphin releases. It doesn't actually name the endorphins. Do we only have one? I don't think so. I know dopamine's one. So that's probably in there. Maybe they should just call it laughamine. We got. It's also a mirror response. Or at least that's what ChatGPT is assuming that it evolved from. So, like, you know how laughter is contagious? Especially there's some people out there that when they laugh, everybody around them laughs. Not because they know what the person's laughing at. It's because their laugh sounds so ridiculous that it makes people laugh. Everybody knows at least one person that has a laugh like that. I hope. If you don't, you should meet one. They are awesome to have around. So why did laughter stick around? I'm glad it did. Well, it helps with... Well, it says here, humor and laughter became signals of intelligence, playfulness, and good health. Traits attractive in mates. So even monkeys had pickup lines. As language developed, laughter attached itself to humor, irony, and storytelling, expanding its role far beyond play. So that's where it came from. I mean, at least that's the best answer I've had. Shout out to ChatGPT. Thank you. Because Grok was miserable. Maybe it's too hot for Grok up here in this heat wave that we've been having for 3 weeks without rain. Well, it's not really a heat wave, I guess, compared to some people, but I'm Canadian, eh? So I think we got about as much as we can get out of that laughter segment. So I guess what we'll do now is play some tunes like we do in the greenhouse, because plants love tunes. I wonder if plants have a sense of humor. You'd have to, right? If you're a plant, you're stuck in one place. You gotta just kind of put up with whenever you get watered, which around here is literally, it's been like 3 weeks that we haven't had any rain. That's not good for farmers, so I hope they're okay. Anyways, this tune is called Real Life, and it's by a band called Acopia, and this is the Polynation Broadcast on GroundZeroPlus.com. Here's Come Inside by Karuin. I love that sound of rain. Polynation broadcast. And we're live right now. Because now is all we have. And now is all there ever will be. And we're always live every weekend from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern, that is. Over here on groundzeroplus.com. And we have a chat room here for members. If you come down to Ground Zero Plus, sign up, be a member. Even if it's only 1 month, just give it a shot. You might like it. It's one of the chillest chat rooms on groundzeroplus.com, I would say. Next to, well, a few degrees, maybe less chill or more chill, depending on how you measure it, than Jimmy Jean's Chilluminati on Saturday nights. By far my favorite show on Saturdays. So I tune in, and the chat room here is kicking. So I'll be back for that later. So we've been talking about laughter. We talked about fake butter. And we talked about accents. And to be quite honest, I'm not as prepared as I normally am for my shows because something wonderful happened. I got a job. Oh, if you didn't know, I was unemployed for a bit and then I got it. Now I have a job. So I've been working and it's a normal job. I don't work nights anymore. Praise Jesus. That's what I asked for. That's what I got. A normal job. So I'm still adjusting to the sleep thing, and also there is now less time for me to scour and ask AI questions about stuff. Sometimes it takes 10 fucking minutes for it to answer. Not that that's a long time, I'm just saying. But I did see something that happened yesterday, which I gotta talk about. And I hate talking about politics. But I'm not really going to get political. I just want to talk a little bit, just for a couple minutes, about the whole Trump-Putin meeting that happened yesterday. Now, what should have happened is Iran should have bombed Alaska. Both Trump, Putin should have been assassinated, and then China, Russia's backup government, and India, or not India, Iran. Sorry, India. I didn't mean it. Okay? I misspoke. That's all it was. I just misspoke. Anyways, they're all going to team up, and boom, the Western world is ripe for the pickings. And when I saw this sort of, I guess, post-meeting media conference with Trump and Putin standing on the same stage, that stage was set up a long time before the actual presidents got on the stage to speak, and it was it was funny to me, at least, that you could tell which one Trump was going to be standing at and which one Putin was going to be standing at because the microphones were way different heights from the podium that they're standing in front of. So you could easily tell Putin's going to be on the left and Trump is going to be on the right. And it stayed set up like that for hours. These people, these media people who were there, who were all on their phones filming the whole thing, they were there for probably, I'd say at least 6 hours. At least. Just sitting there, okay, for 6 hours. And then Trump and Putin came out with a combined total, both speeches or responses or whatever you want to call them. I call them lines, but the whole thing took like maybe 15 minutes, not even. And so you're sitting there for like 6 hours. You get to see Trump and Putin speak for maybe 7.5 minutes each. And then there you go. Day's done. That's your work day. And, okay, here's what I took from that, because I watched it. It seemed to me like Trump was a lot of people are saying tired. I don't see it that way. I think he looked defeated. He didn't get what he wanted. Putin called his bluff. And not only did Putin call his bluff, he raised him. Because when you look at Putin's demeanor, you can go back, it's probably already on YouTube by now, you can go back and look at it. You look at Putin's demeanor, first of all, his speech doesn't really address anything that was said in the meeting. It was more like a history lesson, like he gave Tucker Carlson. I guess he felt the need to do that again. He did bring up a really interesting point, though, and I'll get back to that later. Actually, maybe I'll save that till after the top of the hour. But anyways, Putin looked like he was like, the look on his face to me, the words that went through my mind were, yeah, we've already won, man. Do whatever the hell you want. Doesn't matter. We've already won. And you can't do anything about it. And we know you can't do anything about it. And that's why we're not doing anything about it. That's what it looked like on Putin's face. Like, okay, bring it on. Do whatever you... Go ahead. So, it'll be interesting to see what everybody's interpretation of this thing is. I mean, it's reading lines. That's all they're doing. They're just reading lines. They have professional writers write out what they're going to say. They probably gave them like an hour. Or maybe they used AI. I still think AI has its own accent. It's not like the accents I was talking about earlier. It's more like just the phrasing and the words it chooses, and still has problems with not pausing where it should pause, I guess you could say. Something like that. Anyways. So this whole Trump-Putin thing, Putin brought up this point of a commonality in religious interests between Russia and the United States. And of course, religion is pretty much, I think, the cause of 95% of all wars. But here we are again, except this time, two countries of a similar, if not the same religion, are adversaries. And the way that the rest of the world is going, maybe that's not a great idea. But more on that when we come back. And don't forget, we will be back in about 20 minutes to shut out the chat room here at groundzeroplus.com, because that's what we do every Polynation show, and that's what we'll always do every Polynation show. It's groundzeroplus.com. You got 20 minutes. Here's some tunes called In Space by Roixop. Be right back. That was Miss Yesterday by Oslo Twins and Night Bus on the Polynation broadcast, and we're live, groundzeroplus.com. Like we are every weekend. Excuse me. Trying to do a show here. You know, sometimes I just got notified today. Anyways, I'll tell you about that later. But the main reason of stopping now is 4:20 p.m. Eastern Time, is because that's when I always stop the show. And shout out the Greenhouse over here at groundzeroplus.com, which is the members-only chat room, because all the shows here are listener-supported. Listener support makes these shows happen. And what I like to do is just give a bit of gratitude to the support and listeners that show up for the show in the chat room, groundzeroplus.com, which I have named the Greenhouse for all the shows that I do. And in here today we have Chris, the architect, groundzeroplus.com, doing a stellar job as always. We've got Mitch Durbin in here, also Ground Zero Plus. Maybe that's a bot, or maybe that's Chris's clone. We got Barbani's in here, Lisa's in here. I'll get back to Lisa in a minute. Dats and Focus is in here. Good to see you. Dez is here. What's up, my brother? Mike Mont, brother Mike. Good to see you too. Hope you enjoyed the show. Mad Catter's in here. Magical Matthew, welcome to the Greenhouse. If I forgot that you were here, I apologize, but you seem to be a new face, and we're glad to have you. Rich Smith, another brother from another mother. Good to have you here too. I wish you guys could see like my like if I had a camera, because I'm literally waving to you guys. And thanking you profusely for tuning in. Honorable mention to someone who stopped by. I happened to notice he stopped by. I don't know if he was at the keyboard though. But the man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Jeans, was here. He was here. He left a footprint too. You can see where he was sitting over there by the couch. Yeah, that's Amber's couch in the corner. Yeah, he was here. And he'll be back to do the Chilluminati Saturday night show. Can't wait for that. I'll be back for that, in the chat room at least. So, as I was saying earlier, a little bit underprepared for this weekend. But I've come up with a solution to make the rest of the weekend, i.e. tomorrow's show. Because if I was unprepared for this show, you can only guess, probably logically, how unprepared I am for tomorrow's show, which will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, regardless of whether I'm prepared or not. But I think I've come up with maybe not a solution, but a way to make it easier. And I would love your input. If you're not in the Greenhouse, consider doing so you can inject your input. But I want to propose a choice. I know I'm going to dichotomize everything here. I hate dichotomizing stuff, because there's always a third path. But what I have so far is tomorrow we could bust out the old time machine and go back to 1995. Or we could do a Psychedelic Sunday. And if you don't know what a Psychedelic Sunday is, it's an homage to an old radio show that I grew up listening to literally since I was 2 years old. And all they play is 60s and 70s rock and psychedelia. So what I'll do is leave it up to the greenhouse. Do you want to do 1995? Or do you want to do 1965 to 75? It's up to you. I can go either way, but there might be a third path. If there is a third path, I'll consider it. But I might save the third path for next week. Because now I got a whole new schedule, whole new work allotment time ratio. So things are going to get interesting. Because now I'm hopefully going to be able to, because I've been working nights for 5 years. I need to rebuild. Rebuild a social life, I mean. It really sucks when you're up at like 1 a.m. to go to work and everyone else is asleep. And then when you get home, everyone's at work. So you can't really hang out, at least with people, face to face. Thank God for the internet. Otherwise, I'd be a very lonely man. So thanks everybody in the greenhouse. And a lot of them are in my Discord already. But if you're interested and you're in the greenhouse, I will send you a link to get into Discord. Polynation Discord. It's just as chill as the chat room here at groundzeroplus.com. I don't think the only people I've had to ban are those soliciting bots. And I know how to spot them now, so I probably won't even have to ban them because they don't even make it in anymore. Because they're obvious. But if you're interested in that, you can do that. And if you missed the show, I also post the shows the following week on my YouTube channel, which you will find under the name Polynation, but you got to put number 1 in front of it, or you might not find it. And I'm basically using my YouTube channel as a temporary archive for all the shows. And not all the shows end up there. Some of them are exclusive to groundzeroplus.com, and until they get their own storage thing, they can play those shows whenever they want. But I will not be putting those shows on YouTube for copyright reasons. It just would be pointless. It would cut out all the music, and you would be left with a maybe 45-minute show of me just blabbing my mouth. So those shows I don't even bother posting on YouTube. They are exclusive to groundzeroplus.com. Excuse the motorcycle race. People like to go fast. I get it. For some reason, this street's really popular for people that like to go fast. Not complaining, just explaining. Anyways, let me know what you think's better for tomorrow. 1995 or Psychedelic Sunday. And if you ever have any other ideas for topics that you want me and my brain to explore, which isn't normal, I'm admitting it, I will ask questions about any topic that you probably never thought of. Because I'm sick in the head. But I'm not contagious. So, well, I got that going for me. I'm definitely not contagious. You can't... I think the only way you can get it is if you inherit it. But I can talk about anything. And I will talk about anything, because that's what I love, to talk about stuff and think about it. Like from a not just an outside perspective, but just a perspective that hasn't been regurgitated 5 million times, maybe. I like asking questions that may seem even obvious or like stupid questions. Why would you even want to know that kind of questions? But if the question gets answered, then I can explain why I wanted to know it. Questions are a way of extracting information. And you don't always have to be blunt about it. You can ask a question, they can answer it. Anyone can answer any question. And you can get different information from the same answer out of every single person you ask that question to. That's why I love questions. If you don't know the answer, it makes you think. And I think, no pun intended. Wait, is that even a pun? Probably not. Anyways, I think we need more thinking in the world. We need to have not just thinking, combine that with consideration and maybe a little bit of research, or not too much, but a little bit of empathy. Because too much empathy can be crippling, especially for empaths. I used to call myself one of those. I think empathy is a weakness if it's out of control. If it's in control, it can be valuable. It can help you with your perspective on where other people are coming from. But if you literally can't control what you feel because of other people, that's a weakness. Sorry. You got to get on that if that's one of you. Empathy is like not just that. A lot of people say they're empathic because it's a virtue signal almost. And I just don't get that. That's a weakness. You got to tie that up, tie it down, get it under control, put it on a leash. You can't allow yourself to feel other people's feelings without your permission. So empathy's good, but you need permission. Where did that come from? Who knows? Same place inspiration came from. Remember last weekend? Anyways, here's some more tunes. Here's what happens when you turn down the... Sorry. I'll start over. This song, I wanted to put this song here because I wanted to say the title, and I wanted to say it properly, and then I just fucked it up. But here's what happens when you turn the devil down by the Mystery Lights on the Polynation broadcast. GroundZeroPlus.com. Here it comes. Okay, the data's coming in for tomorrow's show, and unanimously, it's up to me. So, I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do Psychedelic Sunday. We're going to talk about psychedelics because I gotta give credit where credit's due here. The inspiration for today's show was actually taken from the chat room last night in Clyde Lewis's show. Some people were shooting the shit, trading comments, and I decided one comment led to another, and it made me ask, where the hell does laughter come from anyways? So check out Clyde Lewis's show if you haven't yet. It's some of his topics are pretty out there. They make you think, and thinking's fun. Now, there's fun work, and then there's fun. His thinking is fun to me. Anyways. That being said, he had a guest on that was talking about psychedelics. So I might as well just keep the theme going through the whole weekend, especially if you're tripping balls right now and you dosed on Friday and you're still not back. Don't worry. Sundays are for coming down. We can do it. Don't worry. Even though Trump failed miserably, we can do it with enough mushrooms. Or maybe DMT. I would love to have that guest on my show, just to pick her brain. And I can't remember for the life of me what her name was, but I was like, this... She was saying all the same things that I believe about psychedelics. Awesome. Just a great show. So shout out to Clyde, dude. That show was phenomenal. Loved it. Like I said earlier, everything is listener supported. The Polynation broadcast is one of many shows that you can listen to for free. But if you want to get involved in the conversation and you want to influence the shows and you want to share your ideas on the air, it's called sharing on the air, folks. It's a new thing, and I think it's addictive. Sharing on the air means that whatever you share, you know people are listening, and that means what? It means they care. We could use more of that, right? People should care more. At least that's what I think. If everybody starts caring more and stop not caring. That's not what I wanted to say. If everybody cared more and stopped being distracted, I think we would get better results from all the stuff we're learning. And we would actually maybe be a little less fearful of AI. Because AI only does what it's asked to do. So if we ask it to do good things, it will. If we ask it to do bad things, it will. And it'll be fucking great at both of them. Way better than you or me. Way better. So, I guess what I want to leave you with here is AI still has an accent. It has a sense of humor, but it's programmed. Trump lost the argument. And tomorrow we're going into Psychedelic Sunday. So that's what I'll leave you with. I want to thank everybody for listening. Everybody on TalkStream Live or Ground Zero Plus that's listening for free right now and just listening, thank you for listening. It means the world. It means the greenhouse is being heard. And keep listening. Keep tuning in. And keep staying bright. And for God's sakes, keep your sense of humor. And if you forgot how to laugh, go watch Jimmy Carr or George Carlin or Mitch Hedberg or Jim Gaffigan or watch people on the street fumble around while they're staring at their phones trying to cross it. There's humor in anything. It's all about mindset. So keep that mindset. And don't forget to laugh. And I'll see you tomorrow, folks. Thanks for listening. It's 4:44, which means 12, which means 3. See you tomorrow, folks. Psychedelic Sunday. And don't forget, tune back in later for the Chilluminati with Jimmy Jeans. I'll be in the chat, groundzeroplus.com. Fully listener supported, and always will be. Here's Solar Flame by Takayuga Nakamura. I guess he's Japanese. Land of the Sun. Makes sense. Solar Flame. Good one, buddy. We get it. See you tomorrow, folks. Thanks for listening. Polynation, signing off. Don't forget to water your plants.
licking, licking down.
Shot fitted, bomba clot, bomba clot, bomba clot. On a liquor shot fitted, bomba clot. Murder.